guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful bralette or butterfly top. This is inspired by my former butterfly top designs, and also it's also a Pinterest inspired top. So for the materials, I used Alize cotton gold, and one ball was just enough. And then the hook that I'll be using is a 3.75mm crochet hook. This yarn recommends a 2 to 4mm crochet hook, so I used 3.75, and then a pair of scissors and a measuring tape. The measurements that we shall be considering for this tutorial are our underbust measurement, the circumference of your underbust or the rib cage, and then also from the middle of your bust to the side of your bust where your boob is entirely covered. So those are the two measurements that we shall be considering for this top. And then basically I think the length of the top, which should vary from person to person depending on the length of the top that they want to make. So I needed about just one ball should be enough for this project. And let's jump into the tutorial. If you would like the written pattern, it's already available on all my online shops, and you'll be having all the links in the description box below. If you feel like this video is very fast for you and you're a beginner, please make sure you check out the link in the description box below. I have a video of how to slow down my videos in order to get it to your desired speed. Alright, so we're going to start off with the bra cups, and for the bra cups you're going to start off with a slip knot. And you're going to make a chain of 5. After your chain of 5, you're going to slip stitch into the very first chain. So insert your hook, pull through all. This will create a very little circle at this point. Now we're going to work into that circle, and you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet. And you're going to place 4 more double crochets into that little circular loop that we just created. So we have a total of 5 double crochets because the chain 3 counts as our very first double crochet. Now this is for size extra small. For size medium and large, you're going to make a chain of 3 and place 6 more double crochets to make a total of 7 double crochets. Then for size extra large 2XL, you're going to make a chain of 3 and make 8 more double crochets into that ring, which will give you a total of 9 double crochets. So after this, you're going to go to row 2 and you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet. Turn your work, go into the very first stitch with 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and into the very last stitch, which is the chain 3, you're going to go on top of it and place 2 double crochets. So this marks the end of row 2, and you should be having a total of 10 double crochets for size extra small. Medium to large, you should be having a total of 14 double crochets, and size extra large 2XL, you should be having a total of 18 double crochets. Now we're going on to the next row. You're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, place 1 double crochet into the same exact stitch. So this is 2 double crochets into the first stitch here, then 1 double crochet into the next. So repeat this across: 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next, 2 double crochets into the next, 1 double crochet into the next. So repeat that all the way across. 1 double crochet into the next. So you should be ending with 1 double crochet into the very final stitch, and you should be having a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15 stitches for size extra small small. So just repeat the same exact process for the other sizes. Of course, you're going to have more stitches for size medium and large, and XL plus 2XL. The stitches will increase. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, and this is the row that we are going to keep repeating until we get our desired coverage. So chain 3, turn, 1 double crochet into the very first stitch. So that means we've created an increase at the beginning of the row, and then you're going to go into each and every stitch in the middle, placing 1 double crochet into each. All right, so when you have 1 stitch left, which is the chain 3, you're going to place 2 double crochets into that very final stitch, just like that. And then you're going to repeat this row until you get your desired coverage. I'm going to repeat, and I'll let you know how many rows to do for the different sizes. But from now on, we are just working this row again and again, back and forth, until we get enough coverage for our bust. Alright, so for size extra small small, I did a total of 15 rows. Medium, you're going to do a total of 17 rows. Large, 19 rows. Extra large, 21 rows. And XXL, you're going to go for 23 rows. But you should make sure that this length is the measurement from the center of your bust all the way to the side of your bust, so that it can completely cover your bust area. Make sure you have enough coverage along this side. So once you get done with this, we're going to create an edging. You're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and you're going to go into each and every stitch with 1 single crochet. Alright, so when you come to the end of the very first side, placing 1 single crochet into the very last stitch, we are now going to go onto this side, and we are going to place 2 single crochet, here we've placed 1 single crochet in each and every stitch. Now on this side, we are going to place 2 single crochets in each and every row. Until we get to the ring that we created at the beginning of our bra cup. Alright, so when you get to that ring, which we created at the beginning of our bra cup, this is the ring I'm talking about, the one that got the very first stitches. You're going to go into it with a total of 5 single crochets. And after this, you're going to go along this side, placing 2 single crochets in each and every row. So when you make it all the way around, you're going to go into the very first single crochet that you made, and you're going to place a slip stitch to wind up the single crochet round. And then from here, you're going to make a chain of 3 single crochet in the same space. So we are creating the strap just like we have for this bra cup. We are creating a strap for our second bra cup. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 3, go into the space between the 2 stitches and place a double crochet, and repeat this all the way up. Keep building your strap. So I ended up doing a total of 40 segments for my strap, and I'm going to go back on it by chaining 3 and 1 single crochet into the very first space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space or segment, and we're going to go back all the way down to the body of the bra cup. This is going to just make our strap a little bit thicker and stronger. Okay, so after you make it back, you're going to just make a chain of 3 and slip stitch into the very first stitch, and then you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. So that way we are done with the strap as well as the bra cup. Now you're going to repeat this same exact process for your second bra cup. I have mine ready here. And make sure you work your final round on the appropriate side of your bra cup, so that if they face like this, then the right side is on the upper side of the bra cup. So from here you're going to just put this away, and we're going to start working on the bottom band of the top. So we're now going to work on the bottom band of the top, and we're going to start off with a slip knot, and we're going to make a very long chain that can wrap around the rib cage, around our rib cage, but not entirely. So your chain should be a multiple. Okay, so the chain should be a multiple of 10 plus 6 chains. So this chain should wrap around your rib cage totally when stretched. So I did a total of 110. So once you have your multiple of 10, the chain that is a multiple of 10, you're going to add 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it should be a multiple of 10 plus 6. So from here, you're going to go into the 6th chain from the hook. So counting from this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And into that 6th one, you're going to go in with a double crochet. This is row 1. Then from here, you're going to make a chain of 1, skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then make a chain of 1, skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain, place a V-stitch. So a V-stitch for this pattern is 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet into the same exact chain. So chain 1, skip over 3 chains, into each of the next 3 chains you're going to place 1 double crochet. Chain 1, skip over 3 chains and 1 V-stitch into the next chain. 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet. So you're going to repeat this all the way across. All right, so we're coming to the end of the row, and I have just placed my 3 double crochets. I have a total of 4 chains left, so I'm going to make a chain of 1, skip over the 3 chains, and into the very last chain you're going to place 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet into the same exact chain. So this is what you'll have. Now we're going on to row 2. You're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet, and into the chain 2 space you're going to place a total of 3 double crochets. So that brings us to 4 double crochets, since the chain 3 counts as our very first double crochet. Chain 1, 1 double crochet into the middle stitch of the 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 7 double crochets into the V-stitch. So you can see this V-stitch. Into that space you're going to place a total of 7 double crochets. After 7 double crochets, you're going to make a chain of 1 and 1 double crochet into the middle stitch of the 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 7 double crochets into the V-stitch. All right, so this is the repeat for our row 2, and you're going to repeat that all the way across until towards the end of the row, where I'll show you how to wind up. So we're coming to the end of row 2, and this is exactly what we have. From here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and 1 double crochet into the middle stitch of the 3 double crochets, and then you're going to make a chain of 1 and into this very last space, which is supposed to be the V stitch, you are going to place a total of 4 double crochets. So you should see that what we have here is exactly what we have at the beginning of the row. So let's go on to row 3. You're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet, and then you're going to make a chain of 1 and you're going to place a V stitch into the standalone double crochets. You're going to skip over the 2 double crochets and the chain 1 space, and then place a V stitch into the standalone double crochet, 1 double crochet, chain 3 and 1 more double crochet into the double crochet. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over 2 stitches of the 7 double crochets, and then into each of the next 3 stitches you're going to place 1 double crochet, just like that. So we're leaving these unworked, the 2 stitches after. Then you're going to make a chain of 1, 1 V stitch into the next standalone double crochet, 1 double crochet, chain 3 and 1 more double crochet, chain 1, skip over the next 2 stitches and 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So that's the repeat for this row. Chain 1, V stitch into the next standalone double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the middle 3 stitches of the next 7 double crochets. So repeat that all the way across, and I'll meet you back towards the end of the row. So we're coming to the end of row 3, and you're going to make a chain of 1, 1 V stitch into the next standalone double crochet, and after the V stitch you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over the next 2 stitches and 1 double crochet into the last 2 stitches, just like that. Now we are going on to row 4. For row 4 you're going to start off with a chain of 4, turn your work, and you're going to directly go into the V stitch with 7 double crochets. After your 7 double crochets into the V stitch, you're going to make a chain of 1 and 1 double crochet into the middle double crochet of the next 3 stitches. Chain 1, 7 double crochets into the next V stitch, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the middle double crochet of the next 3 stitches, and that's the repeat for this row. Go all the way across, and I'll meet you back towards the end of the row. So we've come to the end of row 4 and I've finished placing my 7 double crochets into the last V stitch of the previous row. And then you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over the chain 1 space, skip over the next stitch, and into the top of the chain 3 on the edge of the previous row, you're going to place a double crochet. Then we're going on to row 5. You're going to start off with a chain of 5, turn your work, 1 double crochet into the same exact stitch. So this will create our very first V stitch. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over 2 stitches, 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, chain 1, 1 V stitch into the next standalone double crochet, chain 1, skip over 2 stitches and 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And you're going to repeat this: chain 1, V stitch into the next standalone double crochet, chain 1, skip over 2 stitches, 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So repeat that all the way across. So we're coming to the end of row 5, and after your 3 double crochets here, you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over the 2 stitches, skip over 1 chain, and into the next chain you're going to place 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 more double crochet into the same exact chain. Sorry, it had to be a chain of 2. 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet into the same exact chain to balance what we have at the beginning of the row. So you can notice that row 5 is literally the same as row 1. Now we're going to keep repeating rows 2 to 5 again and again. I'll be having timestamps in the description box below so you can follow along easily. So rows 2 to 5 until you get the length of the bottom band that you want for your top. So let me just keep repeating. I'll be back to show you what I'll have. Alright, so I decided to do a total of 14 rows all together, and this is what we have. And from here you're going to just make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. So after this you're going to introduce your bra-caps, but before you do that we're going to do a row of single crochets on top here. Just make sure your shells are facing down, and then you're going to grab your yarn and we're going to make a row of single crochets. So starting from here, where the V stitch is, you're going to attach your yarn, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the same space, and then into each chain 3 space you're going to place 3 single crochets, and then into each chain with a double crochet you're going to place 1 single crochet. From there 3 single crochets in each chain 3 space, 1 single crochet in each stitch with the V stitch, and then into the chain 3 space 3 single crochets, and then into these stitches with the double crochets you're going to place 1 single crochet into each, and then continue that all the way across. This is going to help us clean up the upper edge where we are supposed to rest the bra cups when we are attaching them onto the bottom band of the top. Alright, so we're coming to the end of the row, and my very last stitch should be placed where the V stitch is on the edge, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 1 and then cut your yarn, but leaving a very long tail because we're going to use this tail to attach our very first bra cup. So the side where you've worked your single crochet is the right or the upper side of your work. Now you're going to grab your bra cup and make sure it's at this angle like this. Now the second one will go to this side like this, but for now we are going to first deal with the first bra cup. Get your darning needle and then place your bra cup like this so that the chain 5 is at the corner, this lower corner, and your work should look like this. So you're going to get that very long strand that you have left behind, and you're going to thread it into your darning needle, and the very first stitch is going to attach into the 3rd stitch of the 5 single crochets, so the exact middle of the bra cup, and you're going to attach it 2 times. So after that we are going to go into stitch to stitch. Until all the stitches of the bra cup are finished. So attach 1 stitch of the bottom band onto 1 stitch of the bra cup. Alright, so we have joined the base of the bra cup onto our bottom band, and from here you can just turn your work onto the wrong side and weave in this tail. Just go into a few stitches and weave it in. Then after this, you're going to just cut off the excess yarn, and that way our bra cup is joined onto the bottom band. Now you're going to introduce your second bra cup, and we're going to place it on this side. And get your darning needle, thread it with a strand of yarn, and we're going to start joining. Just like we did for our very first bra cup. Alright, so we are done attaching our second bra cup, and you're going to just go to the back of your work and weave in this tail as well. Just go into a few stitches back and forth, and from there you're going to cut your yarn just like that. And now you're going to fold over your work to the front. So what you're going to do is, the two bra cups are on the edge of the bottom band, and you're going to just fold over your work like this to the front, something like this. And you can see how everything has played out well. And we're going to attach straps on each side of the bra cup. So just grab your hook and your yarn, and you're going to make a strap both at this corner here and at this corner. So what we're going to do is create the same exact strap as what we have for the upper strap of the top, so that they match. So attach your yarn, chain 3, and into the same spot you're going to place a double crochet. So I hope you still remember how to do the straps that we did at the top here. Chain 3, 1 double crochet into the space between the 2 stitches below. So I'm going to do a total of 20 segments. So these are 4 so far. So I have my 20 segments, and I'm going to go back on the strap just like I did the upper strap. So chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, and repeat that all the way across. back to the body of the top. Alright, so we're back to the body of the top, and you're going to make a chain of 3 and slip stitch into the body of the top, chain 1, cut your yarn, and I'm going to just use this tail to tie onto the tail I left behind and cut off all the excess yarn. So this is what you'll have. We still have some loose ends lying around. You can go ahead and get rid of them either by using a darning needle or making a knot at the back of the top. From there, we are going to repeat the same exact process for this end. So just like we attached our yarn and made this strap, we're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing at this point. Alright, so we are done with our very second strap. You're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn and pull through, and you're going to get rid of the loose strap strands on your top. At this point, you can go ahead and look for all the loose ends on your top and weave them in. And then you're going to fold over your work like this. At this, you should be having 2 straps that are meeting in the middle of your top. You're going to just go ahead and tie them. So I've decided to go for thicker straps so that they create some sort of design in the middle of the top, just like that. And then these 2 straps are going to tie at the back of the neck. And at this point, after weaving in all your ends, your top is ready to wear, and we are through with this. Don't forget to check out the written pattern, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.